Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night feeling like you were suffocating, as if for a terrifying moment your body had forgotten how to breathe? Every night, more than 936 million people around the world face this same silent nightmare. People who go to bed expecting rest, only to wake up even more exhausted, as if they'd run a marathon in their sleep. Sleep apnea isn't just a nighttime nuisance. It's a silent thief that steals not only your energy, but potentially years of your life. Recent studies show that people with untreated sleep apnea have a 2.6 times greater risk of suffering a fatal heart attack and a 4 times greater risk of developing serious cardiac arrhythmias. We're talking about a condition that can silently harm every system in your body while you're not even aware. But here's the most shocking truth. Approximately 80% of people with moderate to severe sleep apnea don't know they have it. This means that right now, millions of people are trying to live their lives to the fullest while their bodies desperately fight for oxygen night after night. You could be one of them. That constant fatigue you feel, that unexplained irritability, the difficulty concentrating that's affecting your work, your relationships, your quality of life. It's not normal. It's not just part of aging or overwork. It could be your body crying out for help. I understand this struggle. I know what it's like to wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all, despite spending 8 hours in bed. I know what it's like to see the concern in your partner's eyes when they mention you've stopped breathing in your sleep. I know what it's like to drink coffee after coffee, desperately trying to keep your eyes open during an important meeting. The good news is, it doesn't have to be this way. Sleep apnea can be treated. And while there are sophisticated medical treatments available today, I want to share with you 3 scientifically proven home remedies that can make a significant difference in the quality of your sleep tonight. Simple solutions that can help you breathe freely again, sleep uninterrupted, and finally wake up feeling truly rested. These aren't just superficial sleep hygiene tips you've heard 1,000 times. These are specific strategies to combat sleep apnea based on solid scientific research that have already helped thousands of people reclaim their nights and consequently their lives. Stay with me until the end because what I'm about to share could literally save your life. If you've identified with any of the symptoms I've mentioned so far, I want to invite you to join our community dedicated to recovering restful nights of sleep. This channel exists because I deeply believe that no one should have to spend another night struggling to breathe, another morning feeling exhausted before they've even started the day. I know that facing sleep apnea can feel like a lonely journey, endless nights followed by hazy days that no one around you seems to truly understand. That's why we created this space where I share not only reliable information, but also real stories of transformation. By subscribing and activating the notification bell, you'll have priority, access to content about the latest discoveries in sleep apnea, treatments, practical techniques that can immediately alleviate your symptoms, and you'll be the first to know when we publish new videos on how to recover your sleep and energy. Every subscription helps us reach more people who may be suffering in silence, people who may not even know there's a name for what they're feeling. Leave a comment below sharing your experience, even if it's just to say, I relate. Your words could be exactly what someone else needs to finally seek help. We're building more than just a channel. We're creating a support community for everyone who wants to breathe freely again. Before we dive into the 3 home remedies that promise to transform your nights, we need to understand exactly what happens during a sleep apnea episode. When you're sleeping normally, your muscles relax, including those in your throat. In people without apnea, this relaxation doesn't cause problems. But for those with sleep apnea, this muscle relaxation allows the soft tissues at the back of the throat to collapse partially or completely, blocking the airway. It's as if someone is gently squeezing your neck while you sleep. Your brain, sensing the drop in oxygen levels, panics and briefly wakes you to resume breathing. These awakenings are usually so brief that you don't even remember them in the morning. But they can happen 5, 10, 30, or even more than 100 times an hour. Imagine trying to watch a movie that interrupts every 30 seconds. It would be impossible to follow the story right. That's exactly what happens to your sleep. Your body never manages to achieve or maintain the deep restorative stages of sleep that are essential for physical and mental recovery. Imagine a person we call Carlos. For years, Carlos would wake up exhausted with morning headaches and an irritability that was affecting his marriage. He attributed it all to work stress. His doctor had suggested a sleep study, but Carlos resisted. "It's just fatigue," he said. It was only when his wife recorded the sounds he made in his sleep that Carlos realized the gravity of the situation. The video showed long periods of intense snoring, followed by eerie silences where he would simply stop breathing before choking and breathing again with an explosive snore. The sleep study confirmed Carlos had severe obstructive sleep apnea with 47 episodes per hour. After starting appropriate treatment, the transformation was dramatic. Within days, he regained his energy. His mood improved, his blood pressure normalized, and he finally understood how he should feel upon waking, refreshed, not exhausted. Carlos often says his only regret is not seeking help years earlier. Sleep apnea symptoms go far beyond loud snoring, although this is often the most obvious sign to roommates. Do you wake up with frequent headaches, feel excessively drowsy during the day, even after what seemed like a full night's sleep? Have difficulty concentrating, unexplained irritability, dry mouth upon waking? These are all classic signs that your sleep is being disrupted. But the symptoms can be even more subtle. Do you get up multiple times during the night to go to the bathroom? This could be a result of your body releasing a specific hormone when oxygen levels drop, causing increased urine production. Has your libido decreased without apparent explanation? Sleep apnea may be affecting your hormone levels. Do you notice that your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be? Chronic oxygen deprivation during sleep can negatively impact your cognitive functions. What makes sleep apnea particularly dangerous is that it not only affects your immediate quality of life, but also has serious consequences for your long-term health. Think of your body as a complex city. During the day, this city is in full operation with factories producing, workers moving, and construction taking place. Nighttime is the time for maintenance, when streets are cleaned, buildings are repaired, and everything is prepared for the next day. Now imagine if this maintenance were constantly interrupted. Over time, the infrastructure would begin to fail. This is exactly what happens to your body when you have sleep apnea. Each time you stop breathing during sleep, your oxygen levels drop, and your heart has to work harder to compensate. This repetitive stress on your cardiovascular system significantly increases the risk of hypertension, heart disease, stroke, and even heart failure. The constant cycles of low oxygenation, followed by normal oxygenation, create a state of chronic inflammation throughout the body, which is linked to type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and insulin resistance. Your brain also suffers from a lack of adequate oxygen, increasing the risk of cognitive decline, dementia, and even Alzheimer's disease. If you're finding this information helpful and are concerned about the possibility of sleep apnea, please comment below. This will help me understand which topics are most relevant to our community and create more content tailored to your specific needs. Additionally, your comment may alert other viewers to the importance of this topic. Now, you might be wondering who is most at risk of developing sleep apnea. While anyone can develop this condition, including children, certain factors significantly increase your risk. Being overweight is one of the most significant risk factors, as fat accumulation around the neck can narrow the airways. Men are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop sleep apnea than women, although the risk in women increases significantly after menopause. Age is also a factor, with people over 40 facing a higher risk. Physical characteristics such as enlarged tonsils, a receding jaw, a thick neck, or naturally narrow airways also increase the risk. A family history of sleep apnea, use of sedatives or alcohol before bed, smoking, chronic nasal congestion, and even sleeping on your back are factors that can contribute to the development or worsening of sleep apnea. One of the biggest obstacles to treating sleep apnea is that many people simply don't know they have it. They've spent so much time feeling exhausted that they've accepted it as normal. Or worse, they've been told by well-meaning but misinformed doctors that their symptoms are due to aging or stress. If you suspect you may have sleep apnea, it's best to see a doctor for a proper evaluation. A sleep study, which can be performed in a specialized lab or even in your own home with portable equipment, is the most accurate way to diagnose the condition. However, I recognize that not everyone has immediate access to specialized medical care, or they may be waiting for appointments that take months to arrive. That's why the home remedies I'll share today are so valuable. They can provide significant relief while you seek medical care, or they may be sufficient for mild cases of sleep apnea. I need to pause here and ask something deeply personal. Do you remember the last time you woke up feeling truly refreshed, not just well enough to face the day, but genuinely rested, energized, ready to embrace every moment? For many people with undiagnosed sleep apnea, that memory is distant, almost like a dream in itself. Have you ever wondered why you need so many alarms to wake up in the morning? Why does that brain fog persist even after your second or third cup of coffee? Why can you fall asleep practically anywhere, at any time, even in potentially dangerous situations like driving? Why, no matter how much time you spend in bed, it never seems to be enough? If you're nodding your head as you listen to these questions, I want you to know something important. This is not normal. It's not just how life is or part of aging. It's your body sending you desperate signals that something is wrong. Please share your experience in the comments below. It could be something simple like, I can't remember the last time I woke up feeling refreshed, or I thought it was normal to feel tired all the time. Your comment could be the first step on your journey to reclaiming your nights and days. Plus, you'll be reaching out to others who may be suffering in silence, showing them they're not alone. Remember, acknowledging a problem is always the first step to finding a solution. Finally, we come to 3 home remedies that can help you breathe freely at night and experience uninterrupted restful sleep. These solutions are based on solid scientific research and have helped thousands of people significantly improve their sleep quality. Let's explore each of them in detail. The first home remedy is to change your sleeping position. Studies show that gravity is a powerful force that can work for or against you when it comes to sleep apnea. For approximately 56% of people with obstructive sleep apnea, episodes occur primarily or exclusively when sleeping on their backs, a condition known as positional apnea. When you sleep on your back, your tongue and other soft tissues are more likely to fall backward and partially block your airway. The solution is simple but extremely effective. Train your body to sleep on your side. There are several techniques to achieve this. The simplest is the tennis ball technique, where you sew a tennis ball into the middle of the back of your pajamas. Whenever you roll over to sleep on your back during the night, the uncomfortable pressure of the ball will automatically force you back to the side. If you're not very skilled at sewing, an alternative is to wear a small backpack on your back while sleeping with a tennis ball or similar object inside. Over time, your body will develop the habit of sleeping on its side naturally, and you can ditch the ball. Imagine a person we'll call Sophia. For years, Sophia suffered from unexplained fatigue and intense snoring that was affecting her relationship. Her partner frequently commented on how she seemed to stop breathing during sleep, especially when lying on her back. After reading about positional sleep apnea, Sophia decided to try the tennis ball technique. The first few nights were a bit uncomfortable, but her body quickly adapted to sleeping on her side. Within just 2 weeks, her partner noticed a dramatic reduction in snoring and pauses in breathing. Sophia began waking up more rested and with more energy for her daily activities. Her experience is common among people with mild to moderate positional sleep apnea. There are also pillows specially designed for sleep apnea that encourage the side sleeping position. These are particularly helpful for people who already naturally prefer to sleep on their side, but may unconsciously roll over during the night. Another important tip, raising the head of your bed by approximately 4 inches, can make a significant difference. You can do this by placing blocks under the foot of the headboard, or using a foam wedge under the mattress. This subtle elevation uses gravity to keep your airway more open, reducing the likelihood of collapse. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine showed that this simple modification reduced the apnea-hypopnea index AHI, a measure of sleep apnea severity, by up to 31.8% in participants with mild to moderate apnea. It's important to note that while changing your sleeping position can be extremely effective for many people, it generally works best for mild to moderate cases of sleep apnea, particularly for people who experience sleep apnea predominantly in the supine back position. If you have severe apnea, or if it occurs in all sleeping positions, this solution alone may not be enough, but it can still offer some relief while you seek more comprehensive medical treatment. If this first solution already resonates with you and you're eager to try it, please leave a comment saying, "I'm going to try sleeping on my side." Your feedback is incredibly valuable as it helps me understand which solutions resonate most with our community. The second home remedy is orofacial exercises, also known as myofunctional therapy. This innovative approach focuses on strengthening the muscles of the tongue, throat, mouth, and face to reduce the likelihood of airway collapse during sleep. It may seem strange to think about exercising your tongue and throat, but the science behind it is solid. A study published in the American Journal of Respiratory and Critical Care Medicine demonstrated that patients who performed orofacial exercises for 3 months reduced the severity of sleep apnea by approximately 39% and reduced snoring by 59%. These exercises work by strengthening and toning the muscles that keep the airway open during sleep. I'm going to share with you some of the most effective orofacial exercises you can start practicing today. I recommend doing them daily, ideally divided into 2 10-minute sessions, one in the morning and one in the evening. The first exercise is the tongue thrust. Press the tip of your tongue against the roof of your mouth, the hard palate just behind your front teeth, and push it upwards forcefully for 5 seconds. Repeat this movement 10 times. The second exercise is the tongue suck. Press your entire tongue against the roof of your mouth, creating a vacuum, and hold for 5 seconds. Repeat 10 times. The third exercise involves forcing your tongue down against the floor of your mouth while keeping the tip of your tongue in contact with your lower front teeth. Hold for 5 seconds and repeat 10 times. The fourth exercise is the ah-ha-ha with your tongue out. Stick your tongue out as far as possible and say ah-ha-ha forcefully for 10 seconds. Repeat 5 times. The fifth exercise is the fish kiss. Pout as if you're about to kiss, then relax. Alternate between the tight and relaxed kiss position 10 times. The sixth exercise is the cheek suck. Suck your cheeks in as if you were sucking on spaghetti and hold for 10 seconds. Repeat 5 times. Imagine a person we'll call Miguel. After being diagnosed with mild sleep apnea, Miguel was reluctant to use a CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure machine, a common treatment for apnea. His doctor suggested he try orofacial exercises as a complementary approach. Miguel was skeptical at first, but committed to practicing the exercises faithfully twice a day. He set reminders on his phone and incorporated the practice into his morning and evening routine. After 6 weeks, his wife noticed a significant reduction in snoring. After 3 months, a follow-up with his doctor showed a 31% improvement in his apnea-hypopnea index. Miguel reported that he was not only sleeping better, but also noticed improved diction and less muscle fatigue when speaking for long periods, an unexpected added benefit. The effectiveness of these exercises can vary from person to person, and they generally require consistent practice for at least 3 months to see significant results. They are most effective for mild to moderate cases of apnea and for people whose facial anatomy contributes to their apnea. The most challenging aspect of this therapy is the need for consistency, but many people find that once they incorporate these exercises into their daily routine, they become as automatic as brushing their teeth. An additional benefit of orofacial exercises is that they have no negative side effects and can be used in conjunction with any other sleep apnea treatment. They are also an excellent option for children with mouth-breathing, snoring, or mild apnea, as they are completely non-invasive. To maximize the benefits, consider recording yourself doing the exercises at the beginning of your program, and again after a few weeks. Many people notice a visible improvement in tongue posture and facial muscle tone, in addition to the sleep benefits. If you're interested in trying these orofacial exercises, leave a comment saying, "I'm going to strengthen my tongue." This will not only demonstrate your commitment, but also help other viewers understand the popularity and potential effectiveness of this approach. The third home remedy, and arguably the most powerful for many people, involves specific changes to your lifestyle and sleep environment that can significantly reduce the severity of sleep apnea. Let's start with weight. Studies consistently show that even modest weight loss can lead to substantial improvements in sleep apnea. A study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine found that a 10% reduction in body weight was associated with a 26% decrease in the apnea-hypopnea index. This is because excess weight, especially around the neck, increases pressure on the airways, making them more prone to collapse during sleep. If you are overweight and suffer from sleep apnea, establishing a healthy weight loss plan under the guidance of a healthcare professional may be one of the most effective interventions you can undertake. However, weight loss takes time, and other lifestyle changes can provide more immediate benefits. One is avoiding alcohol and sedatives before bed. Alcohol relaxes the throat muscles and can prolong apnea episodes. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine showed that drinking alcohol before bed can increase the duration and frequency of apnea episodes by up to 25%. Sedatives, including many sleep medications, can have a similar effect. If you regularly have a wind-down drink before bed, replacing it with a non-alcoholic beverage can make a surprising difference in your sleep quality. Another important change is establishing a regular sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at approximately the same time every day helps regulate your internal biological clock, which can improve your overall sleep quality and potentially reduce the severity of apnea. Be aware that sleep deprivation can actually worsen sleep apnea, creating a vicious cycle. When you're extremely tired, your body goes into recovery mode during subsequent sleep, which can result in deeper muscle relaxation, including the throat muscles, increasing the likelihood of airway collapse. Modifying your sleeping environment can also make a significant difference. Bedroom allergens, such as dust, pet dander, or dust mites, can cause nasal congestion, forcing you to breathe through your mouth while sleeping, which increases the likelihood of snoring and apnea. Keeping your bedroom meticulously clean, using dust mite-proof mattress and pillow covers, and considering an air purifier with a HEPA filter can significantly reduce allergens. For people with chronic nasal congestion, a humidifier in the bedroom can help keep nasal passages open, facilitating nasal breathing during sleep. Nasal strips, readily available at pharmacies, can be surprisingly effective for some people. These strips widen the nostrils, reducing airflow resistance and facilitating nasal breathing. They are particularly helpful for people with narrow nostrils or mild nasal congestion. A study published in the Rhinology Journal found that nasal strips can increase nasal airflow by up to 31% in some people. Last but not least, the position of your pillow can significantly influence your sleep apnea. A pillow that's too high or too low can negatively affect the alignment of your cervical spine and airway. The ideal pillow for sleep apnea keeps your head and neck aligned with the rest of your spine, neither flexing too far forward nor extending too far backward. Many people find that a contoured pillow specifically designed for sleep apnea works best, but you can experiment with different heights and firmnesses to find what works for you. Imagine a person we'll call Anna. Anna had moderate sleep apnea and was using a CPAP machine, but still struggled with residual symptoms. After a detailed lifestyle analysis, she identified several areas for improvement. She used to have a glass of wine before bed to relax, had a cat that frequently slept in her bed, and her sleep schedule was extremely irregular due to her shift work. Anna decided to make 3 changes: eliminate alcohol before bed, banish the cat from the bedroom after determining it had a mild allergy, and make a conscious effort to maintain a more consistent sleep schedule even on her days off. After 2 months of implementing these changes, in addition to using her CPAP machine, Anna noticed a remarkable improvement in her symptoms. Her follow-up sleep study showed a 40% reduction in apnea episodes, allowing her doctor to lower her CPAP pressure, making her more comfortable and increasing her adherence to treatment. The beauty of this lifestyle modification approach is that you can implement several of these changes simultaneously, potentially creating a synergistic effect that is greater than the sum of its parts. Furthermore, many of these modifications have health benefits beyond improving sleep apnea, such as improved cardiovascular health, improved weight management, and reduced inflammation. If you think these lifestyle changes could benefit your sleep, leave a comment saying, "I'm going to change my sleep environment." Your feedback not only helps me create more relevant content, but it can also inspire other viewers to make similar changes. Now that I've shared these 3 powerful home remedies, I want to emphasize that while they can provide significant relief for many people, they are not a substitute for proper diagnosis and medical treatment, especially for moderate to severe cases of sleep apnea. If you suspect you have sleep apnea, the ideal approach is to implement these home remedies while seeking medical evaluation. A doctor can determine the severity of your condition and recommend additional treatments if necessary, such as oral appliances similar to mouth guards that keep the airway open, or positive airway pressure (CPAP). Therapy considered the gold standard for moderate to severe apnea. A question I often get is, how will I know if these home remedies are working? There are several indicators you can monitor. First, if you have a roommate, ask if they've noticed a reduction in your snoring or breathing pauses. Second, pay attention to how you feel when you wake up. Are you more rested? Do you have fewer morning headaches, less dry mouth? Third, notice your energy throughout the day. Do you still feel that overwhelming afternoon drowsiness? Do you still need constant caffeine to stay alert? Many people also find it helpful to use sleep tracking apps or devices like smartwatches that can monitor sleep quality. Although these aren't as accurate as a formal sleep study, some people even record themselves sleeping using specific apps to monitor snoring and breathing pauses. Remember that consistency is key with any of these approaches. Orofacial exercises, for example, require regular practice for weeks or months before full results are evident. Changing your sleeping position may require trial and error to find the technique that works best for you. And lifestyle changes like weight loss are long-term journeys. Don't be discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Many people notice gradual improvements over time rather than an overnight transformation. An important note: if you're already using CPAP or another prescribed sleep apnea treatment, don't abandon it to try these home remedies. Instead, use them as supplements to potentially improve the results of your current treatment. Always consult your doctor before making significant changes to your treatment plan. It's time to wrap up everything we've discussed today. Sleep apnea is a serious condition that affects millions of people worldwide, many of whom are unaware they have it. Symptoms go far beyond snoring and include daytime fatigue, difficulty concentrating, irritability, morning headaches, and more. If left untreated, sleep apnea can lead to serious health complications, including hypertension, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and cognitive decline. The 3 home remedies I shared today can offer significant relief for many people with mild to moderate sleep apnea. First, modify your sleeping position to avoid sleeping on your back, possibly using the tennis ball technique or elevating the head of your bed. Second, practice orofacial exercises regularly to strengthen the muscles of the tongue, throat, and face, reducing the likelihood of airway collapse. Third, make specific changes to your lifestyle and sleep environment, such as losing weight, avoiding alcohol, and sedatives before bed, maintaining a regular sleep schedule, reducing allergens in the bedroom, and considering using nasal strips or specialized pillows. What makes these solutions so powerful is that they address the underlying causes of sleep apnea rather than simply masking the symptoms. They empower you to take control of your condition, improving not only your nights but also your days. Best of all, they are affordable, non-invasive, and can be implemented immediately without the need for expensive equipment or medical procedures. Remember, you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to accept interrupted nights and foggy days as normal, and you certainly don't have to wait until your sleep apnea leads to serious health complications before taking action. The solutions I've shared today are just the beginning. There's a whole community of people here who understand your struggle and are ready to support you on your journey to better sleep and a better life. If you found value in this video, please show your support by liking it and sharing it with anyone you think could benefit from this information. You never know who in your life might be silently suffering from undiagnosed sleep apnea. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content on sleep health and wellness. In future videos, we'll explore topics like advanced tips for improving sleep, how to choose the right sleep apnea treatment, and strategies for managing CPAP if you find it uncomfortable or challenging. In the comments below, I'd love to hear about your experience. Which of these 3 home remedies do you plan to try first? Have you tried any of them? And if so, what was your experience? Or perhaps you have a specific question about sleep apnea that I didn't address in this video. Share your stories, questions, and insights. Your contribution not only enriches our community, but may also be exactly what someone else needs to read to finally take the first step toward restful nights and energized days. Remember, every night of healthy sleep is an investment in your future health, longevity, and quality of life. You deserve to wake up feeling rested, refreshed, and ready to enjoy every moment of your day. With the strategies we've shared today, you're one step closer to transforming your sleep and consequently your life. Until the next video, breathe freely and sleep soundly.